Hello everyone, how are you? I'll let you know what happened on Alone Frozen. Brand new series on Alone. Season 9 just wrapped up last week. We got Alone Frozen. 6 former contestants from the previous 8 seasons are dropped off in the thick of winter. Snows on the ground. Rainstorms. Cold winds constantly. The lake's starting to freeze over already. They're in Labrador, Canada, just where the other contestants were. But, see, the other contestants on Season 9 had a chance to build a shelter, get food saved up. These guys don't have that luxury. They're dropped off right in winter time. So we get to meet the six contestants and show the journey of 3 out of the 6 up to day 4. So I'm just going to quickly tell you who the 6 contestants are. You got Michelle. She's from season 8. She only lasted 21 days. She had to leave because of exhaustion and weight loss because she spent 20 days building 2 different types of shelters. Instead of going out hunting, catching fish, setting traps, drinking water, she's constantly building her shelters, and her body got worn down already quick because of the lack of nutrients she needed. So she has felt bad. She said, it's been a year or 2. I felt bad over my journey, my performance on Season 8. This is my chance for redemption, she said, to win this 50-day challenge. And the cash. You meet Wanda. She's from season 6. She lasted 70 days. She called it quits due to exhaustion and weight loss. Her mistake was she didn't bring no snare wire to set any traps to catch any small game. And she also didn't bring a hatchet or axe to help chop down some trees in that from branches. So she had that as an obstacle. So she made sure those 2 items, but the first 2 items are a 10-item list that she selected to bring with her. Greg, he's from season 3. He's 58 years old. He lasted 51 days, but he had to be taken out due to a bad case of hypothermia because he had fell in the lake while he was fishing. And when he finally got to shore, he went back to camp, started a campfire, tried to get warm, but he couldn't. And he ended up with hypothermia, so they had to pull him out due to medical reasons. So he's back. This is his chance for redemption. He said also he learned he can't just rely on catching fish. He thought he could, just eating fish nonstop. He said, but you need different types of protein. You need different types of vitamins, different types of nutrients that fish can't provide you. You have to get like the rabbits, the squirrels, the birds, the grouse, big game like deer and that. So he said, after this season, he said, this is my chance for redemption. So he said, I'm not going to be constantly fishing. Then he laughed about it. So I think you're probably going to see him constantly fishing the game a little bit. Probably not a whole lot as he was doing back in season 3. And also, he does not want to meet up with a polar bear because he said people think polar bears are nice and all that. But he said they can't. They're not. They could be just as vicious as a grizzly bear, he said. And showed a video package showing how, like, during winter, this time of month, how the polar bears could be more aggressive than that during winter time and stuff. So he said, I do not want to meet up with a polar bear. He said, if I do, he said, I don't know what I'm going to do. Now you meet the 3 contestants, and the other 3 contestants show their journeys up to day 4. Omos, he's from season 7. He had to leave the season because on day 58, while he had a campfire going in a shelter, the flames and sparks and the charcoal kept flying, got out of hand, basically burnt the shelter down. She lost everything. I remember that, seeing that. I felt bad for the guy because he was doing good. He had a lot of food preserved up. He had a lot of stuff, he had everything going for him. He was doing good. And then the fire got out of hand, burned his shelter down, so he lost everything. So I had no chance. He said I had no chance because I was 58 days in. I had to rebuild a shelter, get some more food stored up. He said I didn't have the chance to do that. He quickly threw a tarp over a deadfall. And it's a pretty smart thing what he did. Because the branches are way down because of the snow that's on it. So he's stepping over it to get into his makeshift shelter. He said, this is my perfect spot for a shelter. He said, I'm just going to add some stuff to it as the days go by. He said, now he says it's time to go out hunting. On day 2, he's got a bucket full of clams and oysters he got from the lake. Before it was completely frozen over. He cooked some of them, ate some of them up. Then he went out hunting, and he saw birds. He fired at the bird. The bird took off with the arrow still in it. So he said, great. The animal's gone. I lost it through the thick brush. I can't find it. It probably flew away. So he's not only did I just lose an arrow, but I also lost his source of food. So on day 4, he caught a squirrel, a nice size rabbit, and one of his snare traps he had set up. So took that back to camp, cleaned that up, skinned it, cooked it up. When he was doing that, he talked about his journey from season 7. He also remembered meeting up with coyotes. He said I was scared because I seen one and I saw other one, so it's like maybe there's like a whole pack of them around here. So he said, I hope for this season I don't have to deal with coyotes, because he said that's one of my Achilles heels. I do not like coyotes. You meet Carrie. She's from season 7. She's from Montana. She lasted 89 days, but she had to be pulled out due to a bad, severe case of frostbite. She got on her 10 toes, the bottom of her feet. She tried to keep it warm, but she couldn't. The medical team did a medical checkup, told her, you're at risk of losing your toe, so they took her out the show. She showed us, she still has all 10 toes, but you can still see the discoloration for the frostbite. So this season, she's going to make sure her feet are extra warm, protected, and she said, I'm going to spend my time going hunting and getting food right off the get-go before I even think about setting up a shelter, she said. Because that was her previous mistake also from season 7. She went getting her shelter set up instead of going out first few days getting food in that. On day 4, while she was around the lake, walking around, exploring, see what she could find, and she saw a whale outside in the lake, just, coming out of the water, going back under. Pretty decent sized whale. And then she said, that would give me a lot of meat if I can get that whale. And then she laughed about it because she said, that ain't happening. But then along the side of the lake, she saw some ravens, some crows, eating something. So she scared them away. And it's a piece of dead seal flesh. A skin from a dead seal. She took that thing back to camp, folks. She cooked the skin. She took her hatchet. And she carved some of the fat away off the skin. She boiled that in the water. And she ate it. She ate it. She said, I know it's risky. I could catch a pesticide or something. That's a big risk. Hopefully she cooked it right and she ain't going to get sick. And the last contestant, Mark. He's also from season 7. He showed us the 10 items he brought. He had a razor, a hair comb, and a hairbrush, and a plastic bowl. Because he said, when he was on season 7, he said, I hate it that I had no comb to comb my hair, no razor to shave with, and no plastic bowl. He threw those 3 items away. He said, I ain't bringing that shit with me. I'll bring in a hatchet, snare wire, paracord, stuff like that. He only lasted 44 days because he ended up catching a parasite from the meat he was cooking. Which was, he caught a bunch of fish, and he was preserving the meat from the fish and smoking it, cooking it, but he did it wrong. And he caught a pesticide inside of him from eating it, so he had to get pulled out due to medical reasons because he ended up getting sick from it. He landed on a rocky shoreline. He spent the first 4 days, folks, just exploring the inland. He finally found a spot for a shelter. And he said, you know what? I'm going to build a triangle-shaped log cabin. Well, holy shit, folks. One side of that cabin he got done on day 4. That thing is almost half the size of a soccer field. God damn it, you're going to be there for 50 plus somewhat days. Do you really need a shelter that big? And he tapped out, folks. He quit on day 4 because he said it's because of homesickness, but it wasn't. He said the main reason why I'm tapping out is because on season 7, I had a chance to build my shelter, preserve food. Now I don't. He said, I don't like this 50-day challenge of doing it in the thick of winter. That, he said, I also don't like the different environment. So that's why he tapped out. So already, my honest opinion, folks, they should have given that 6th spot to someone else from the previous seasons. Because to me, that was a waste of a slot as a contestant. So Mark's gone on day 4 already. So we got 5 people left. I think that Greg and Carrie, they could be the final two. They could do it if they do it right. So Carrie, don't get sick off that dead seal skin you found there, lady. So I'm rooting for you. So there you have it, folks. Let me know below what you think of Alone Frozen. Who you think is going to win the Redemption Challenge and the 50-day challenge and the cash. Let me know below. Stay safe, everybody. Too sweet. Bye.